Say I have something I want to tell somebody or a story I want to share with somebody, right? I know there's max 3 people I'm going to tell. So if anybody else knows that story, if it didn't come out of my mouth, I know where it came from. We're back, getting down and dirty expeditiously. And today's topic is why chosen ones have 0 friends.
I don't need friends. They disappoint me.
As a chosen one, you will emit certain energy that a lot of people will not relate to. So it'll very much be hard for you to have people around you that you can relate to, that you can share common interests with, to where it won't come off like you're bragging. As a person, at this point, I've garnered a lot of accolades, right? So it's to the point that I actually am uncomfortable at times. People show me praise, but I like to show myself praise and also self-deprecate myself so I can stay at a kind of medium of humbleness.
I've never been that great with accepting praise.
Ultimately, the world doesn't want you to be confident, right? And when you emit a certain level of confidence and you notice you've accomplished certain things in your life, people want to push you down to their level because the average person has done nothing with their lives and they don't know themselves, they don't look internally, they don't know who they are.
I woke up Chris Breezy. Oh my God, I'm the man.
So if you're a person that actually is aware of who you are and your place on this world, then you are a person that will be susceptible to having to be alone. You will have to be alone because your energy will not be accepted by those around you. Now, I have several instances where I went from being alone for a large portion of my life to actually hanging out with a bunch of friends, to then going back to being alone and having to make my circle small. Okay, because ultimately your circle can't be too big. It's okay to not have a bunch of friends. You really shouldn't have a bunch of friends. Now, me personally, whether you feel like you're a chosen one or not, you shouldn't have a bunch of friends because there's too many people that you have to worry about spreading your business.
You just talk too damn much.
Now, for me, if I have a person that, say I have something I want to tell somebody or a story I want to share with somebody, right? I know there's max 3 people I'm going to tell. So if anybody else knows that story, if it didn't come out of my mouth, I know where it came from. I know where it came from.
Why you niggas snitching on my ass like crazy?
If someone knows my business, I know who told them. It's one of y'all.
Snitching on my ass like mad.
At least at a certain point, when I know that I wasn't hanging around a large amount of people, I know, okay, whoever may know my business, it's gonna come from one of y'all because I don't like to tell my business. I don't like people knowing about me for real. I'd rather come off like that mysterious guy to everyone because at the end of the day, as a chosen one, we are innately different people. And a lot of times that will not be accepted, right? So it'll throw people off. It'll make people uncomfortable by you. It'll make people not want to hang around you because they know that you are not like them. The people that have the most friends love to be liked.
You can't really give a fuck about what people say no more. Because everybody gonna fucking critique everything that you do, no matter what you do.
Chosen ones, we don't care about being liked. Because it's perfectly fine to not be liked. Rejection happens. And that's the thing that, as men and women, everyone hates rejection, right? Women say they don't like to approach men because they don't like to get rejected. And nowadays, men say the same thing. They don't want to approach women because they don't want to get rejected.
Why you gotta be so mean? You was ugly anyway.
No one wants to get rejected. People go to job interviews and get rejected. Now they don't want to apply for any more jobs because they got rejected.
This is exactly why I don't go to job interviews. People never want to hire. This is my first and last job interview of the year. No, Mom, no, I'm not doing this bullshit again. I'm tired of this rejection shit, Mom.
The concept and feeling of rejection sucks. It does.
You want to know something about people? People suck.
Do you want to also be rejected by your friend group because you don't relate to them? Now, I've been a person that's had to reject friend groups because they weren't in a point and place in their lives where we can relate on similar things that we enjoyed doing or speaking on, right? I think I said this in a similar video before where I was in a friend group with different mixed races actually, but we used to do a lot of stuff together, hang out all the time, but then it got to a point that I started to really go down my path of really pursuing this content creation lifestyle and taking it seriously. And the things that they were talking about, they were talking about like British shows on Netflix. I don't even have Netflix.
And if I cancel my Netflix, my man's canceling his Netflix with me. Oh, cause that's how I rock. No, I can't do that.
I don't watch these VOD streaming applications. I don't have any of them. Other than Roku, you can catch EBNTV on Roku on your smart TV or Roku device. Type in EBNTV and you can check out all original content from the Elajas broadcast network. Okay, but that's the only streaming application that I have and use. Other than also YouTube, where you should go ahead and subscribe and like this damn video. And comment down below if you feel me or if you don't feel me. But other than that, I don't really get into that type of stuff, right? They're talking about a bunch of things that I don't care about.
Don't care, still don't care.
So there was one day I was like, yo, I think I'm just done hanging around with people as a group. It was never that I said I don't want to be friends with any of them individually. As a group, I was just good off it. It didn't serve me anymore because they were talking about nonsense. I felt drained, right? And a lot of times as the chosen one, if you feel drained being around people, then those are not the people that are your herd. You need to find your herd, the people that you don't feel drained around, that you always feel uplifted by. And nowadays, I like to be around entrepreneurs and creatives so we can talk about getting money and work towards getting more money because I like money.
Want my money? Jesus, bring your little stupid ass on.
I love money.
Tell them to bring me my money.
Money make the world go round.
I'm turning into a nigga that thinks about money and women like 24/7.
I want a bunker. Okay, say something go down. I want a bunker.
I usually like to build and go up. We going underground now.
I don't got a bunker. You know what I'm saying? I need more money so I can get me a bunker.
But guess what? My bunker gonna have a garage.
You know what I'm saying? Like, money make the world go around no matter where you're at in this world. Money make the world go around no matter what your currency is, no matter what the USD to whatever heck your currency is, the conversion rate. It don't matter where you're at in this world, where you watching this video, money make the world go around. Okay, I live in a capitalistic society, but that don't matter. The more money you got in this world, you have more power. And it's not even that I care about the power. I just know that money is a tool that you need in your toolbox. If your toolbox is empty and you got no bread, you have no power and no respect. People respect people less that have no money.
When's the last time y'all let a broke dude hit?
Never.
And it's unfortunate, but I would rather be a person that understands society than try to be a victim of it. I don't want to be a victim of society. I'd rather understand the different things and what makes up society and the different parts of people's brains and the things that they respect and the things that they uphold so that I can put myself in that position to where I can live comfortably.
I'm trying to stay positive, but this bitch is getting on my nerve.
You have to be aware of other people's brains, aware of what makes them tick so that you can be comfortable in this world, so you can play to win and not play yourself. Okay, so when it comes to friends as well, right? In college, I had a bunch of different friends. Right? We used to be able to go out and drink all the time and all this extra BS and chase girls but one day I had a girlfriend and I just didn't want to do that type of stuff anymore. I was rather way more comfortable being in my dorm room teaching myself Photoshop, teaching myself Premiere Pro, writing articles, posting on Instagram, one of my several Instagram pages. I like doing that type of stuff way more than I wanted to go to the club and talk to women. And I love women. Nothing wrong with talking to women. It's just I had a girlfriend. And that was going to get me caught up.
Thank you so much for wasting my motherfucking time.
I didn't want to get caught up. You know what I'm saying? I actually liked her at the time. So it was like, yeah, I think, and actually going in the path of the creative world, it actually was amazing to have a girlfriend because it took my mind off of having to chase coochie, right? So being that I had, my person, I was like, I could actually just focus all my energy in being a better me and bettering myself, ultimately. So when I was kind of expressing them I did this in a group setting as well. I was like, yeah, like I'm a person that I'm not trying to reject y'all, but I want to tell y'all as a group that this necessarily isn't my vibe. But once again, it's not me chastising all of you individually. But these people then feel rejected as if now they're putting me above them or think that I'm putting myself above them. And it's not the case at all. It's just maybe me in this group energy is not where my path should be channeled to. But that doesn't mean that I hate all of you, but they, in both instances, all of them distance themselves from me.
I cannot tell who is my friend. I need distance between me and them.
I was usually left with like one or two people from both groups, and then they along the way as well. And that is kind of different from even like the rejection aspect of it. I think it was more so where it's like, you know, I started to continue in my path and do better and better in my own life, in my own path. So I don't know what they had going on in their own lives to where maybe they felt dejected because I wasn't just throwing myself in their face, because I was just way more focused on what I had got going on. But they also stopped putting themselves in my path. They also stopped trying to tap in with me and more so became watchers and viewers to what I got going on. You know, and I would say a lot of people that I grew up with, they really just watch me. They don't really interact with me into where like it's actual engaging. They just kind of watch me as if I'm on a stage constantly and they're all in the audience. And it used to be where we was on the stage together, right? And like I said, there's times that I've always tried to put my friends in positions to where they could do similar things like me. But it came to a point I realized where it was more entitlement of that they shouldn't have to be the ones to do it themselves. They should be able to benefit off of my life. They should be able to benefit off of my life, whether it be money, whether it be through my lifestyle, whatever. I remember specifically, I have a friend that he one day was like, yo, he was drunk. He said, yo, thank you for putting me on, Taylor. Really appreciate it. And mind you, at the time, I wasn't on. Still recording this video. I don't find myself to be on, even though I've accumulated over 25 million views on all social media platforms. I still get disrespected as if I've done nothing.
Like, this is ridiculous, bro.
I still have to look at myself like, all right, you still have more to go. So me looking at myself like that, I'm looking at him like, yo, how dare you think you on? You way less than me. And I didn't even take that as a compliment. I'm like, yo, you still gotta work, brother. I gotta work too. Right? So there's a certain level of entitlement that I feel like also some of my other friends have had where it's like, yeah, they see me that get to certain heights, and just because they were around me doesn't mean that you built my success and that you should be a recipient of certain blessings that I've had to work for.
You don't pray for envy, you don't pray for jealousy.
Right.
But common sense says when you get it, if you do receive enough success, you're going to receive those other energies. They're going to come.
Being a chosen one, I was born with a lot of natural ability, but I still had to hone that and distribute it to the world and figure out the different ways to distribute it to the world and figure out how to monetize it and make my life whole so that I was never a starving artist. Because you don't want to be a starving artist as a creator, because it can definitely happen where you can be having to work off pennies. And there's several times I've had negative dollars in my bank account. You always have to go through that as a creative, you know, until you really find your way. But when you find your way and you keep going and you be consistent and you really niche down and realize that what is it that I need to focus on? How can I build this audience? How can I expand, be known in one thing and then branch out? It's a lot of mental thought process that forces you to isolate. And a lot of your friends will not grasp that. A lot of your friends will more so be like, damn, why is Taylor not talking to me?
And it's going to move people that are close in your circle from around you, because they're going to start to feel that entitlement because they're so close to you. Saying, even if you bought them a car, they say, but you could have bought me a house, man. Look how much money you made.
What is he doing? How come he's not reaching out? But ultimately, instead of them taking that initiative, they look at you like you're the problem. And they make you the black sheep. Regardless of if you wanted to be the black sheep or not, they make you the black sheep. I've never really felt too much of the community aspects of friendship for very long. Very short periods of time have I felt that, where it was like I felt like I was part of a community of friends.
We're born alone. We die alone.
Nowadays, I've surrounded myself with like-minded individuals that we can all grow and build together, but that took a very long time. My concept of friendship is also skewed, right? I have never gotten a straight up gift from a friend for a birthday, Christmas. It was always something attached to it, whether it was like a Secret Santa or I have had to maybe had given them something in the past. I've never had friends that just wanted to genuinely give me a present. So nowadays, I don't look at that as something that I would do, because that was never done to me, and it never even clicked in my brain that's something I should do, right? It's never happened, right? I always have to plan my birthdays. No one ever planned a birthday for me. No one ever paid for anything for me on, say, a birthday dinner. I always have to plan everything for my own birthday. That's perfectly fine. I'm not mad at that, but there's the concept of like friendship, ride or die friends, or like friends that are always gonna be there for you, or you know, even things that are like getting you a gift. Like, I wouldn't say I had a friend give me a birthday gift until like the last few years. But majority of my life, it was never like that. You know, so like my concept of friendship is very skewed, and I don't think that friends are as loyal as the concept is supposed to be.
I'd rather have loyalty than love, because love really don't mean jack.
I wouldn't say I have any day one homies either, and I'm perfectly fine with that, because now I have really less people that can feel entitled to my whatever success that I've garnered because they was around the longest, right? And that's also the people that's probably the most susceptible to slime you out, because if you don't feed the wolves gonna take it regardless.
You gotta have your day ones all the time. All right, well, what my day ones doing too? How they handling it too?
Better to have a very small circle, because you can maintain those relationships easier over a longer period of time, rather than trying to maintain 10, 12 relationships, and someone's gonna feel upset you ain't talking to them if you're a cool person. And as chosen ones, we probably pretty dope. Something about you is dope.
Yeah. If I'm mentally where I'm at and you ain't there with me, you ain't for me.
That's why they hate you. That's why they force you to be alone. That's why they force you to isolate, because they don't get you.
Just did a news interview because they don't understand us.
The average person is feeding to be liked. Chosen ones, we don't care about being liked, because we'd rather be ourselves than be liked. I'd rather love me than change me to make you like me.
I don't care that you broke your elbow.
I literally ask my friends nowadays, I did this like a couple weeks ago or last week. I said, yo, what is a couple reasons you feel like people don't like me? And one of my friends said, it's the way you say things, the way you don't really care about how you say it, and you just kind of say what's on your mind. Those are 3 of the reasons. He gave me other ones, but in particular, pertaining to this video, those are 3 important ones. I say what's on my mind, I say it how I want to say it, and I'm not afraid to say what's on my mind. People would rather be liked than to make somebody feel weird about themselves. And I'd rather somebody keep it a buck with me, and I'd rather keep it a buck with somebody else. That's all I really require out of my friends nowadays. Just keep it a buck with me. Don't tell me a lie. I'd rather you keep it a buck, because I can deal with the truth. If the truth hurts, then I have to try to figure out how to amend that in my brain, or try to amend my reality to make myself deal with the truth so that it doesn't hurt me as bad. You have to deal with the truth. You have to. It's unfortunate and it sucks. The truth usually hurts, but I'd rather somebody keep it a buck with me than lie. And most people would rather lie in your face to spare your feelings.
You can be one of those and still be 100 with yourself and say, yo, I ain't gonna lie, this wasn't it.
People would rather let you go around with things on your face, things in your eyes, your breath smelling, than tell you, which would help you more. It would actually help you more. Like, yo, if my breath smells like butt cheeks and Similac,
okay. You in my face, little do you know your breath hot as hell.
Why are you not telling me that? Tell me!
Let me tell you something. Let me tell you.
But even then, I should be able to know that for myself. You should be able to upkeep yourself and stuff like that. That's perfectly fine, bro. But like, your chain loose, right? Your jacket is leaning to the side. Like, people would literally watch you go through that, then tell you what's wrong.
You wanna know something about people? People suck.
People will literally eat themselves alive inside with what's wrong with them rather than tell you. And that's not a friend for me if you have the inkling in your brain to say, yeah, I don't feel comfortable to actually talk to Taylor about what's making me upset. If you feel that way, then yeah, we're not friends. Because if I feel a way about whatever you've done, I'm going to tell you. Or else I don't care about being your friend.
Don't care, still don't care.
What are we talking about? What are we talking about, yo? But it's perfectly fine, like I said. It's okay to have a small group of friends. The average person, even if they're not a chosen one, should have a small group of friends. Because everybody can't win. You can only win with a certain amount of people. Everybody can't go to the top with you. For real. But one thing you need to always remember as a chosen one, you need to play to win, so you don't play yourself. We outside getting down dirty.
My guy Taylor's in the building. He's a YouTube superstar, Instagram content creator. What else do you do, sir?
And, you know, I get down and dirty expeditiously. You know what I'm saying? I got
expeditiously.
Expeditiously.